All right. Amazing people, unlimited beings. I love this sound. It's the sound of presence. It goes into every cell of your body. And every cell of your body is paying attention to every thought and word and feeling that we have. And so I'm happy to be here today. I'm happy to be anywhere with conscious awareness. And today's topic is why we must take back our power. And it's not about fighting at all. It's about conscious awareness. And we can see, turn on my air conditioner here. It's still warm in beautiful Thailand. We can see that there's only two choices to operate in every day. And that's either we wake up and we consciously and intentionally create our reality. Did you do that today? As soon as you woke up and your head's still on the pillow? No judgment. I didn't used to do it. I would wake up and the thoughts would start running and I'm like, I feel good or I don't, or whatever shows up in the external world is going to determine whether I'm having a good day or a bad day, or whether I'm happy or not happy or angry. And it wasn't until I met one of my mentors, Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote the 4 Agreements and the Mastery of Love. And he told me that, Jeff, you're dreaming all the time. I was like, what? What do you mean? I didn't understand it. It's like, what do you mean I'm dreaming all the time? I thought we're only dreaming when we're sleeping. And so my mind was just kind of spinning on that. And then, the more that I studied with him as an apprentice and got to hear him describe how our reality is created, which nowadays, this was back in 2001. This was 21 plus years ago. Now, it's pretty much obvious for anybody that tunes into this. Well, our thoughts, our words, our vibration, our imagination, and our frequency is what is creating our reality. It's just that there's so many distractions in the external world, and they're all ramping up right now because this is it. This is the final. I know nothing, but it appears that this is a final choice. I don't like to say battle because, again, we don't need to fight. We don't need to fight. Hey, Jeff, great to see you. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. I'm not interested in that title at all. However, I am interested in aligning with as many people that are here to celebrate why we're here this time and remember why we came here. And even if you don't necessarily know what your main soul purpose is, because that can kind of be a mind trip for the ego. What's the biggest thing I can contribute so that I'll be recognized? And that's not really what it's about. It's about, what am I interested in? What brings me passion? And how can I share that with other people? Hey, Nancy, great to see you. So it's really not about measuring your contributions. It's about, from moment to moment, going, where's my frequency? Am I in my heart? Am I grateful? Do I smile at everyone I see? Even if they don't smile back. It doesn't matter. That's not why we smile at somebody. We smile at them because we understand that when we're operating in the frequency of love and we're projecting it out there, which doesn't even really exist, it's just a mirror, we're just loving on ourselves and we're keeping that heart frequency just in a constant state of flow. And it feels great. It feels great. And then as a result of that, what happens is, since our bodies are vibrating magnets in every moment, whether we're aware of it or not, key word, aware, that your magnet is always on, always on. You can't turn it off. So when we finally have that realization, then it's like, oh, there's only one thing to do. That means clean up anything that lowers the frequency of my magnet of attraction and my magnet that's creating my reality and my timelines. Think of every one of those dots as an event. They're not in the future. It's all here right now. Your wealth and abundance, your health or lack of abundance. It all depends on where you focus your frequency. And so one thing I want to say before I dive into this is a Q&A and it's a support call. So if anybody's having any questions, I know I share things around keep your vibration high, be very, very aware of the thoughts and the words that you're speaking. Remove all spell words, which I'll get into again because it's something I've never heard anybody else really talk about. And it's so simple to eliminate words like want, wish, hope, try, going to. They're all spell words because they all tell your subconscious, which can only take a direct order. This is what they didn't tell you in The Secret either. And I know because I gave away 11 of those DVDs the year it came out. And, you know, it was done pretty well and there was some cool stuff in there. But they didn't tell you that you must give the subconscious a direct order. Your desire is either here now or it's not. And when we use words like want, wish, hope, try, need, should, going to, and then the really heavy ones, hard, difficult, struggle, that all tells your subconscious it's not here yet and it's really difficult. So the subconscious can only do exactly what we instruct it to do. This is key. If you took nothing else away from this transmission, this sharing, that'll change your life drastically in the best way. In the best way. And you can write them down or you can go to my YouTube channel. Let me see if I have it here. Yeah. YouTube channel, Portal to Awakening. And there's a video there all about spell words. And it's my shortest video I've ever done because most of my videos are, an hour long or whatever. I go through the tools. I do my best to give the full download on the 3 pieces of moving beyond 3D, which are inner healing, got to do it, dismantling the belief system, and realizing that it's a prison. It's a tiny, 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 tiny little prison. Your beliefs wouldn't even fit on the head of a pin. And none of your beliefs are even your own. You can decide that they are if they come from, high vibrational frequencies like love, joy, compassion, forgiveness, and my favorite one, excitement, the highest frequency. Yeah, you can choose to keep those. I'm talking about the programming that we downloaded without our choice when we grew up as children, the first 7 years of our lives, and we just took it on from our parents, our grandparents, our friends, this school system, which was all deception, teaching you what to think instead of how to think. Yeah. We're going to shift that real soon with the New Earth schools. And children aren't going to need to go to school for 12 to 16 years to get into the club and then give up 65 of the best years of their life so that they can become the other spell word, retired. Re means to recycle. Tired, you know what that means. These words put in spelling, which they tell you what it is. Spelling means to cast spells. So they're not all bad because they couldn't have done that to us. However, there's key words that are very easy. In fact, when somebody goes through the 30 days with me or watches one of these videos, and then I talk to them on a call, the very next time they use the word need, want, wish, hope, try, they catch it. They catch it. Like you can undo 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 decades of automatics that you weren't even aware of by simply becoming aware through getting the download. And that's why I love sharing this stuff, because these are the tools and these are the concepts that free us and get us to remember that we are unlimited divine beings. And a lot of people don't believe that they're a divine being. I certainly didn't. I would beat myself up over and over and over. Shame, guilt, judgment, unworthiness, fear, lack. Those were all the programs I was taught, mainly in Catholic school, starting in 2nd grade, where every day was Judgment Day. Every day was Judgment Day. Those nuns were pissed off and angry. And even when I was in 2nd grade, I was like, I didn't know the first thing about conscious awareness, but my body was tracking the frequency. My intuition was telling me very clearly, there's something really wrong here. Something really wrong. And so that was part of my soul contract. That's what I chose so that I could see the program, see the programming of religion and how it gets so many people to give their power away to something outside of themselves. And in most religions, and I've gone to a lot of different churches, there's more judgment in religion than almost any place I've ever been. It's very, very interesting. And judgment is, without a doubt, the biggest addiction on the planet. And I was a judgeaholic. I know. And that's why I wrote a whole chapter in the book. Sometimes there's glare. I'm not just pointing out what judgment is. That doesn't do any good. That's just another judgment. It's how to undo it. How to begin to track it. Because so many people out there are so distracted by the media and, the lockdown and the, jibby jab number 4 or 5 and the booster and, turning on others and having their family, turn on them because they wouldn't go along with the deception. And so right now, this is the turning point. And it's one of the it's the greatest time in recorded history that we know of. And I know nothing. I don't remember past lives. I've been told about certain past lives, but I don't remember that, and it doesn't matter. All that matters is, where is my frequency right now? Where is my frequency right now? Am I in gratitude? Am I excited? Am I following my passion and my bliss, which is being in nature, hanging out and helping the wild jungle dogs or the animals, playing music, having wonderful, deep, or funny, lighthearted conversations with people, immersing myself in art, taking a shower and being in gratitude that all that water is just blessing me and cleansing me. And all I had to do is turn a little knob. How many things can we be thankful for every single day? I guarantee you, if you begin to wake up first thing every morning while your head's still on the pillow, and you begin to consciously and intentionally create your reality before those 50 to 80,000 thoughts start running, because they're going to run. And if you don't take some slow, deep breaths, love on all these trillions of cells in your body that have been unconditionally. The cells in your body don't go, well, you've been mean to us and you've been having mean thoughts and you've been eating crappy food, so we're just going to shut down. No. Otherwise, I'd be dead. I would have been dead decades ago. I was addicted to junk food. I was addicted to sweets and sugar and ice cream and beer and alcohol and, triggers. I was pissed off because I saw so much anger and deception and inverted stuff that didn't come from love in the external reality. I became a judgeaholic. And what I didn't realize was every judgment has a magnetic frequency, just like every thought, every word, every imagination. And I thought that pointing out everything that was wrong out there would somehow fix it. But that doesn't fix it. observing something that might be wrong from a neutral point and showering it with love and understanding that it's part of the soul's journey. That'll shift it. And then if you want to take some action to, create a foundation or fill out some petitions or what, that's great. But if your frequency is rooted in judgment, that's wrong, that's sticky. And your magnet is going to attract more like frequencies of what you're judging. So really it comes down to, where is my frequency right now, all day long? And the only way that you're going to be able to shift and clear the old automatics is to learn to track your moment-to-moment frequency. And that's what the whole waking up in the dream deal is about. It's about committing to, I just had a judgment. I just had a trigger. I'm going to stop. I'm going to go through the process, and I'm going to take 100% ownership for that. And I'm not going to blame it on something out there. That's the trap of the inverted matrix. The hologram is reversed. Everything out there is a mirror. And when my teacher first told me that, I was like, that doesn't make sense. I'm not a pedo. I'm not poisoning the food, air, and the water. I'm not deceiving people. I'm not illegally taxing people. I'm not harming the children. No, but that's part of the collective consciousness. And so, if we judge it and condemn it and are unwilling to forgive it, we give it energy. And since we're holding that frequency of unforgiveness, judgment, resentment, we're higher, we're above that, those are sticky frequencies. What do sticky frequencies in a magnet do? They must attract more sticky like frequencies. It doesn't matter, or it doesn't mean that if you have one judgment or one negative thought that all of a sudden you're going to attract all this negative stuff. No. However, if you're still running those programs and you haven't cleared the wounds and you're angry and resentful and you still can't forgive your mother or your father for whatever they did, or your last boyfriend, or, your best friend who stole your boyfriend, or, anybody that did anything to you, who's holding the negative, lower vibrational frequency? You. So when I share that the 3 pieces of stepping into your freedom and moving out of the 3D matrix of those looping, low vibrational automatics that the media and the school system and religion has, everybody just, it's set up to keep people triggered in low vibrational frequency. That was the plan. But the great news is you're here right now. And if you're listening to this, it means that your higher self is going, yeah, I'm on board. I came here for this. Even if I don't know currently what my main mission or contribution is, you're already doing it. You're already doing it, even if you don't realize it. You're holding a frequency. You're willing, just by being willing to look at your stuff and go, yeah, I'm ready to clear anything that's keeping me from moving into the next level, healing myself, and assisting others. And every time I have a loving thought or I clear something within myself, it raises the whole frequency of the whole collective because it's all connected. So you're already doing it, even if your ego mind tells you, I should be doing something more or something better. Be very careful. If you have that thought, how does that make you feel? Key word, feel. Remember, we're tracking frequencies moment to moment. And we're catching the ones that are low vibrational, that come from judgment, fear, doubt, unworthiness, anger, resentment, triggers. Catch them. And we go, okay, there's one. And then we stop. And we go through the process that I share. And if you want to understand it more, go to the YouTube channel. The link's in here. I posted this in here and I didn't know you had a word limit. So it posted the link missing the Y, which I think is pretty easy to figure out. So it's definitely YouTube instead of OTube. But yeah, all the videos are on there. They're free, and they go over and over and over the tools. I didn't have this when I started out in 2001. I didn't have this when I was suicidal in my 30s, late 20s, 30s, maybe even my 40s. I mean, you know, if you're an empath and you're really feeling things, which is what an empath does, the craziness of what you see happening to innocent people out there can really, it can get to you. And that's why, hey, I learned, great to see you. That's why it's so important to download these tools and have them become your new automatics. There is no judgment in 5D and beyond. It's already here. You know, I use this like it's up here. I use my hands a lot, and I'm just showing frequency, high, low, high, low. But the reality is, it's all around us. It's not somewhere else that we go, or maybe it is. It's a higher, they're higher vibrational timelines, but they're already here all around us. And people that are holding anger and hatred, the lowest frequency, don't ever use the word hate. That's a real spell word. It's very, very toxic. It's got thousands of years of toxic, dark energy behind it. But people that are angry or in hatred or whatever, they won't see the timelines of all the happiness and joy and that are vibrating on that same level. They will be attracting more of what they're holding within, same as us. We will be attracting more of what we are holding within. It's the law. It's the law. If anybody has any questions about this, again, I know nothing. I learned, get rid of my belief system. It's a prison. I don't need to defend anything. I do believe that love is the answer in every situation. I do believe that our thoughts, our words, our imagination, our beliefs, and the vibrational frequency that we put behind that is absolutely creating our reality and our timelines. Other than that, I don't know anything. Only the ego wants to know and be right. It holds on to that. Those are the automatic triggers. That's the 3D program of separation. And you must be able to feel that within your body and stop and go, oh, I just felt really uncomfortable. Or I just felt like I really had to prove my point because somebody else had a different view on something than I had, and I got triggered. When you can learn to observe that and just go, here's a very powerful mantra that'll change your life. 3 words. When you can not judge and just observe and go, isn't that interesting? Everything in your reality will shift. Because isn't that interesting is 100% neutral. It's 0 point. You're not in the future. You're not in the past. You're not holding the frequencies of fear. I need to be right. These people just challenge my beliefs, and I need to stand up for myself. You don't need to stand up for yourself if what you believe is an embodied frequency. It will attract the timelines in your reality to you. You can trust in that. And so tracking your moment-to-moment frequency is the only game in town. And you can see why right now, over the past 3 years, but I mean going back to 9/11 and even beyond, it's all been the same program. It's fear. On the news every day, all day long, all day long. It's programming. I don't know why some people can't see it. The only thing I can think of is they just don't want to admit that pretty much everything they've been taught is a lie. That's kind of a shocker at first. That'll piss you off. But man, it's the only doorway into freedom, because otherwise you're just looping in 3D. Small conversations, judgments, just running on emotional triggers, not catching anything, not being accountable, believing that you're right because you just got triggered. That's the biggest trap right there. Because when we have an emotional trigger, it tricks us into what I call automatic reaction mode. And if you don't train yourself and commit to using these tools every day, you're going to feel justified. And you're going to feel right. You're not right. You just had an emotional trigger from an old wound or a belief, and you're not grounded in your own beliefs and reality enough to where something out there that reflects back to you something different automatically throws you into an automatic low vibrational triggered frequency. It's the biggest way that they keep people stuck in 3D. Over and over and over and over. The need to be right, the need to feel safe, the need that other people agree with you. Otherwise, you don't feel grounded. You feel like, oh no, who am I? Yeah, get rid of that belief system. Get rid of it. It's the biggest prison trap ever, 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 ever. You can still hold on to some beliefs, but if you don't see how the belief system and the automatic reactor is the deepest program that so many people are running, you're going to run it too. And you're going to justify why you're right. Catch that stuff, man. I don't know any other easier way to do it than to go through the course. And again, you could buy the book, you could buy the digital online course, you could do 30 or 60 days with me, and I'll mirror you every day or every other day in messages. And you'll fill out this sheet every day. Super easy. Did I consciously create my reality? How many triggers and judgments did I catch today? What came up for me? What fears, doubts? And then what were my aha moments, my breakthroughs? That is what will be taught in the New Earth school system. And children will not need to go to school for 12 or 16 or 20 years so that they can become part of the club and give up the 65 best years of their life. Even though we're going to live a lot longer moving forward, our DNA is switching on. We're reversing aging. Do you play with reversing your aging? Are you even open to the fact that you can reverse your aging by speaking to your cells every day and smiling and loving on those? Every one of these trillions of cells is consciously aware, and they're listening to every single thought, word, feeling, emotion, belief. Any questions on anything I've shared? I know it's a lot, but to me, it's like the only game in town. Raising our conscious awareness and going, okay, where's my frequency right now? What am I focused on? Am I focused on gratitude? And here's a big key for you. When you can begin to thank everyone and everything that you judge or that triggers you, and you can go, thank you for showing me where I can still be triggered. Because it's real easy to like the people you like. Oh, I like you. As long as you're doing what I like and saying what I like and, being how I like. Okay, mastery is in realizing that everyone is your mirror. Everyone. And when I first heard that, it didn't really download. I didn't want to believe it. I'm like, nope. I'm not a murderer. I'm not a thief. I'm not a rapist. I'm not a pedophile. I'm not deceiving everybody. I'm not, harming everybody. I'm not lying to people in all the government agencies. However, I studied with my mentor for almost 10 years and then put these tools into practice for 17 years before I started running the Waking Up in the Dream groups and doing the mentorships. So that's 21 years of studying this. You don't have to do that. My teacher, God bless him, everybody's my teacher. And when you see that, you'll really start to gain momentum. Everyone is your teacher, especially those that trigger you into judgment. Yeah. So, my teacher didn't teach me how to heal. What he taught me was what I saw from listening to him tell how we create our reality by the stories that we tell. I saw that the belief system, they weren't even mine. And then I saw how everybody reacts to anything that challenges their belief system. Just observe it. But the key is to observe that it's an automatic reaction. There's an emotional trigger. There's a fear-based mechanism that the ego desires to remain in control so it can feel safe. And that's all a lie. There's no safety. Feeling safe is just going, where's my frequency right now? I know that I can never die. This is a big one. It's a big one. When I first heard that, I was like, ooh, I don't want to die. I'm still afraid of dying. I've heard that you get recycled when you die, or you might go to hell. And, all the bullshit 3D programming that we received, all fear-based shit. And yeah, they may have been hijacking and recycling people. I've learned that deceptive portal, recycling portal, has been dismantled. I don't know. I know nothing. However, I do plan on being around for a while longer, if that's part of my soul contract. I do believe in reversing aging. I talk to my cells every day. I can't say that I've reversed back to 33 or my optimal age yet, but I do know that there's technologies that will do it. And I do know that if there's a technology, that the mind and the consciousness created that technology. So when it becomes more advanced, very shortly, we won't even need the technology. We won't need a med bed. If we decide that, I just got cut, I'm going to immediately heal that right now. Big old wound you used to need stitches on. And all of a sudden you just watch it go, just heal up perfectly. And if you don't believe in this stuff, I invite you, this is why I talk about completely dismantling the belief system. Because if you tell people that they could live to 1,000 years young, I never use the word OLD, it's another spell word. Don't ever use that. That's why birthdays are a trap. When you tell everybody how OLD you are, because your subconscious is listening and it's being programmed to think that you're OLD. It's very subtle, but it works because the subconscious can only take a direct order. And that's why it's so key to become the master programmer of your subconscious and your reality. No questions? No questions from anybody. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. When somebody asks the first question, it usually opens up everything for everybody, and then they feel safe, and you'll watch all these other questions will come in. So if anybody wants to pop in a question, is there anything you'd like support with? Is there anything you're struggling with? Is there anything we can hold space with for you? Do you have any questions around creating your reality, inner healing, dismantling the belief system, attracting anything into your reality? And we'll all just collectively hold space for you. I don't necessarily have the answer, but I do understand what happens when 2 or more are gathered. Right now I see 9 people. I see it fluctuating between 9 and 8. I don't know. And the other day, I don't believe in followers. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in like-minded, conscious creators who unite together. But my followers on my Facebook page, and I saw this all over Facebook, the numbers went down. My numbers went down 75%, which either means it's a glitch or Facebook just somehow cut off, or maybe cut off, I don't know, because I know nothing. So I'm not going to get all in a tizzy about it and lower my frequency. But I went from 40,000 followers down to 14,000. And so that reminds me, one thing I want to invite people to do is Facebook could go down. And to me, I love Facebook because it's connected people from all over the world. And so if Facebook were to go down and we have our community email list, then everybody could get an email and go to the website Portal to Awakening or another place where we create a community site. And all the people that are interested in the tools in consciously creating their reality, inner healing, getting excited, being supported, we'd all still have that contact. So I just posted my email in there. If you want to go there, I only post 3 or 4 emails a month, maybe that. Sometimes only one. It takes a lot of effort because I don't just want to spam people. Other coaches that I check out to see what they're doing, they're sending me an email every single day. Every single day. I'm like, really? And I guess to them it's all numbers, but I'm not about spamming people. I'm about, if I have something really valuable to share, then here it is. So if you're interested in that, please go to the website. There will be a pop-up if you go up near the corner, like if you're going to leave the website, it'll pop up. Yeah, totally. Hey, Lottie, great to see you. Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're here to do. We are surrounded by abundance in every moment. I did my sunset live last night, which is on my page about this. Because when people speak about abundance and money in general, most are programmed into lack. I certainly was. That was my but that was part of my soul contract. Do you understand that every single thing that happened to you up until this point was part of your agreed upon, keyword, agreed upon soul contract? This will open a doorway for you to where you will no longer be in resistance, in judging, in being triggered when something happens. You might get pissed. I still get pissed once in a while. I don't get pissed at people. It's always when I'm by myself and I've been on the computer for 8 hours and I got 100 tabs open in Firefox and, I just been grinding away, different time zones, or mosquitoes come in and try and get me. However, every single thing that happens to us was part of a soul contract so that we would clear it for ourselves and heal it and then go on to clear it for the collective, because that's what we're doing. Yeah. There's never lack. Money's fake anyway. It's all just printed. Now we're moving into a gold-backed system and people are going to get their money back that was stolen from them when they were sold as slaves under the British Royal. I'm from the US, so I'm from California. And many of you know this. When your parents unknowingly signed your birth certificate in capital letters, you were sold as a commodity to the royal crown, the Queen of England, that was controlling everything in the fake corporation of America. So all that money's just printed. Now they've rescued the gold. There's going to be huge, huge, huge reveals within the coming months. And please don't be one of those people that goes, I'll see it when I believe it. That is the weakest statement. And I know it's frustrating. I understand. However, don't give your power away. The title of this live is You Must Take Back Your Power. And that doesn't mean by fighting. That means through conscious awareness. Where's my frequency right now? I understand. I've been hearing about this gold-backed standard for years. And I keep seeing little hints of it. And I know from paying attention in my life that the more that people agree on things, the more that they become the timelines in our reality. It's how it works. Yeah. I love that. Thank you, Lottie. Excitement is my favorite word. It is the highest frequency word and feeling that I know of. Love is right there with it. But to me, excitement, when I say that, when I feel it, when I smile it, because it's like a little child, and that's the key, to get back to the mindset and the curiosity and the fascination and the wonder of a little child before they got their imagination completely squashed by the school system and their parents that were completely programmed by that same system. It's not their fault. It was part of our soul contract. And when you can at least be open to that, I'm not saying don't believe me. You could go, Jeff, you're full of it. I would have never chosen to go through all the pain and suffering that I went through. I was right there with you when I first heard that you chose everything before you came down here. I'm like, nope. But the more that I've learned now, I'm like, oh, definitely. I can totally see why I chose to have my father die when I was 7. I was the only kid that grew up in school without a dad. Yeah, it's painful. But I learned a lot about compassion and other things that I would have never learned if that didn't happen. And getting tossed into private Catholic schools in the 2nd grade, having to wear a little bow tie and a uniform and stand in the corner and be shamed every day. And every day was Judgment Day. I got to see the program really clearly. I was an altar boy up until 9th grade in church. Yeah, fucking great training. It was great. I was like, oh my God. They talk about love, and everybody's talking about judgment everywhere they go. I was like, wow. And I didn't have the mantra yet, isn't that interesting? But I was like, something's really off here. And that was all part of my training. So I could see the programming, because you must be able to see the program, the limitation, the automatic reaction, the emotional trigger, or you're not going to be able to clear it. You're going to justify it, and you're going to claim that something out there is the reason why you're responding the way you're responding, and lowering your frequency and keeping yourself stuck in the 3D matrix over and over and over, just looping, and just keep magnetizing more of that same low vibrational stuff into your frequency. It's how it works. That's why I do these talks, to support people. These are the tools. And they're fast, and they're simple. The only requirement or the invitation is to go, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to own my stuff. I'm ready to stop blaming other people. And then the biggest one, one of the biggest ones, I'm ready to forgive everyone that I've been holding resentment towards. I see that they were put there as part of my soul contract to get me to grow and heal and reverse, play my role at this time to clear all these wounds and programs and automatic reactions and lack of forgiveness and judgment and resentment. All these low frequencies that people have been running for decades. Actually, thousands, if not millions of years. I don't know. I don't know about history. It's all been a lie for the most part. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I learned Scott a question. Thank you for asking your question. I appreciate it. Why did I choose this? Okay, great question. Thank you so much for this, okay? This is great. Okay? The why, your opinion doesn't matter. I deal with this. Why did I choose this? Who is the other person to me? Okay, so here's the key. Here is the get out of hell free mantra. Whenever we have a judgment, a trigger, a low vibrational thought, a fear, anything less than love, joy, gratitude, compassion, or excitement, or kindness, we can feel it in our body. It's a trigger. So we stop. This is the process. I talk about this every single time. But you must do it, or you're not going to clear it. And I'm not saying you're not doing it, dear one. I'm just talking to people because, you know, you can watch this and you go, that sounds pretty good. But if you don't commit, that's why if you do 30 days doing this sheet and going through the course or coming and doing this, your entire life in the way you not only see, but create your reality will change for the rest of your life. Like that. 30 short days. If you're willing to use the tools and own your stuff. That's the key. So, the key is the billion-dollar question to get out of hell free is, what is the gift here? It's 5 simple words. Write it down. Put it in your phone. Write it on your mirror so you'll see it every day, every morning. Make it your mantra. What is the gift here? Another way of saying that or asking that in level of conscious inquiry, which is great, it'll free you. What is this trying to show me or teach me about me? What is this reaction that I'm feeling? Because it's a low vibrational reaction. Because when you're in love and you're happier and you're in joy, you're not thinking, why is this other person doing this? Why is this happening? No, you're in your natural flow state of love and gratitude and joy. That's your natural state. And moving into 5D, which you are already going up, then maybe down, then up, then. So the key is to clear this stuff once and for all and say thank you. Thank you to everybody that triggers you. Thank you. It doesn't mean, and this is key, because when I first figured this out, I was like, yeah, it's easy to thank people that I can thank. But what about the pedos and the people that are murdering and sacrificing children and the people that are consciously poisoning all these people on the planet and forcing them to put, through fear, to put poison in their body? Can I forgive them? Well, that's the billion-dollar question. So, what's the next question? The next logical question is, if I don't forgive them, who is holding the frequency of judgment, resentment, hatred, lack of forgiveness? Who's holding it? So if you think you're going to go up into 5D and stay there holding any of that, you're not. So this may piss you off in the beginning, but once you figure it out, it's so simple, you just go thank you. Even if it's a big one. Even if it's a big one. I just had somebody steal a couple $1,000s from me. Yeah. If that doesn't trigger you, a full-on narcissist, projector, that fully justifies what they're doing. It's very interesting. I'm like, okay, so this sucks. So when I'm holding anger, resentment, or, I want to go hang this person, I'm like, okay, who's feeling that? Who's holding that within? Me. So I practice these tools enough to own this stuff. Keyword, own it. 100%. Not just only what the ego wants to own it. Own it 100%. It'll free you. What is the gift here? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for perfectly playing your role on my agreed upon soul contract. Does that resonate with you? All right, here's another one. Okay, for me that's easy. What I question is most likely me desiring to know, what did we have in our way past to go through this experience? What I question, what did we have in our way past? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I understand that correctly, but all I know is we're clearing frequencies from right now, and we may be clearing frequencies from past lives for our family and everything else. I don't know, and I can't prove it, so I don't personally get wrapped up in that. What I do is I go, where is my frequency right now? If something from the past needs to come up to be cleared, it'll come up. I trust in that. So rather than me, and I'm not saying you are. Okay, cool. Yeah. And again, I know nothing, but I must simplify it. Otherwise, my ego, Larry, he'll run stories when I'm thinking about that and I got to figure it out and there's an emotion behind it and it's not excitement. It's like, holy shit, I'm confused. I got to figure it. No, let it go. It'll be okay. Drop into your heart and smile and go, okay, there's a peace. And if and when I'm supposed to know that, I'll know it. And I trust in that. Okay, so let's get back to excitement. All right, what am I focusing on? Oh, cool. I love doing art. I love listening to music. I love smelling flowers. I love, drinking apple cider vinegar. I love, playing with instruments. I love going out and getting my feet on the ground. Oh, I love it. Okay, cool. So thank you for your interaction on this live because it's opened up things for people. So I greatly appreciate you showing up. And so what I learn is saying, am I saying your name right correctly? She's been my friend for a long time and she's amazing. And because I would say Eileen in the US, but I think it's I learn. So anyway, I learn. I love that. I learn. Every day I learn and I thank it. So when she says finally named her Harriet, she's talking about my invitation for everybody that goes through the book or the course or journeys with me to name your ego so you can see what it does and when it reacts and the automatics and the beliefs it's holding on to and how it tries to hold on to them. And if you can't see the program, you can't dismantle it. So I named my ego Larry. Larry was the fear base, the judger, the automatic reactor, the angry guy, the trigger guy, the guy in lack, the guy in fear, the guy in doubt, the guy in guilt, the guy in self-shame. And so I made friends with Larry. Oh, that's right. You told me that. It is Eileen. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I learn. Yeah, I love that. See, I just play with it. I play with things. That's the key. That's what little children do. And that's when we undo all this programming of the little tiny belief system, which is a prison. We can get back to going, what's the gift here? Am I excited right now? Did I wake up this morning and go, thank you, body. I get another day. No matter what I may have to do to, do what you have to do currently in this still kind of rigged system to pay to survive or live on the planet, which is all being dismantled. But yeah, I learn. I love that. So when you name your ego, you begin to see it. And there's nothing better for self-healing and clearing all these programs than to be able to see who's running that program. And the goal is not to kill Larry or Harriet or the ego. It's not like an entity that's trying, it's just a survival mechanism that we've been running for thousands of years in order to feel safe. It happened at the point of separation when we came out of the womb or when we were seated in the womb. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't have it all figured out. I follow the frequency. That's the key. It's really simple. But they don't want you to know it's simple because otherwise their entire game would be up. And it's already up. The light is already won. It can't be stopped. This is why we came here. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Is one of the most life-changing mantras one will ever do. Because every time we have a judgment or a trigger, we magnetize more of that to us. We're holding that frequency. And it's tough on I won't say I don't want to project that. See, it's very important to observe our words. So I caught that. Okay? It can tend, or it may be at times stressful on the body. And we don't do that anymore. We love on this body. This body's been loving us unconditionally through everything. Oh man, what my body's been through, I should have been dead 20 times at least. At least. It's amazing. So I love this thing, man. It's unbelievable. Brings me to tears. Dumbass. Dumbass is cool, but it's judgmental. And the subconscious will pick up on dumbass and it'll go, oh, okay, we're a dumbass. So it will begin to bring you timelines that show that you're a dumb, or it may. I'm not saying it will. But yeah, so I'm glad you refined that. So we make friends with Larry or Harriet or whoever it is, Betty. And we say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for showing me where I was still running that 3D reactionary program. So that's the key. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody? Okay, so again, I'm going to go over these spell words, and there's a couple more. Let me remember. Okay. If you write these down, or take a screenshot of this, or record them into your phone, and you even put these into your awareness for a day, you'll begin to remove them like that. And you have no idea, or maybe you do, the incredible effect that this will have on what you begin to manifest into your reality. Because again, every time one unknowingly uses these words, and I'm going to add a couple more: want, wish, hope, try, need, should, going to, difficult, hard. That's pretty much it. But that tells your subconscious, it's not here yet. It's not here yet. And you're going to begin to see so many people in your conversations when they're explaining. When people come and do the first call with me for the waking up, for the 30 or 60 day mentorship, they're just explaining to me what's going on with them. And they're like, well, I really want to do this with my business, and I'm trying, and I'm going to, and I should. And they don't even realize that they're not doing it on purpose. That's why spelling was so effective, because they taught you to do this. So you just thought, well, these are just the words we use. So you begin to see so many people out there are just unconsciously giving their subconscious the instructions. It's not here yet. It's not here yet. And then they're going, oh, well, I hope, I wish, I hope I get some money in the future. I hope I'm lucky. That's weak. They don't know it. I'm not judging them. I'm just saying, when you tell your subconscious it's not here yet, you can do all the EFT tapping money and all the affirmations. If your subconscious is running the show, if you don't go in and clean it up, it's not going to change. Any questions around that? It's pretty self-explanatory. And if you don't write those down, that's that's a priceless key right there. Hey, Jackie, great to see you. Yeah. It's simple. But they didn't teach you that in school, did they? I wonder why. All they do is squash your imagination when you're a child, and then they teach you what to think. So we're going to be creating newer schools. They're already in the process. And we're going to teach children only what I don't use the word NEED, so only what's going to be very valuable to them. And then they're going to use their imagination and their passion all day. They're not going to need to go to school for 12 or 16 or 20 years to get into the club, to chase the dangling carrot. So they can be run into the ground and pressurized and to do more every month. Your report's coming up. Wow, man, that just pits that's the most messed up system ever. Yeah. Yeah, when you're in truth, it's simple. But you must understand how to track your frequency. Otherwise, you're very likely to be an automatic reactor. Because that's how the 3D matrix is set up, to trigger people. That's how they keep everybody in low vibrational frequency, and they feed off of it. And got to be able to see it. So any questions? Anybody have anything coming up they'd like to clear? They'd like us to hold space for? This is a safe space. There's no judgment in here whatsoever. There's an opportunity. And I remember when I used to sit in the small group with Don Miguel Ruiz and the other people in the dreaming weekends, we would get together for 3 days. Well, 2.5, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. And we'd lock into a room. And we'd just go over these tools from morning until night. And the only time we would leave the dreaming room, and we'd sleep together too. Everybody would bring air mattresses and stuff. It was really cool. The only time we'd leave the building was when we went to eat. And then we'd come back. Or sometimes we'd go out and we'd do meditations on the grass and, have a process to dive into around the belief system or around healing or around letting go of triggers or something. But I remember I would go to ask a question and I'd be afraid because I didn't want people to see that I was in fear or I didn't know what I was doing or anything. And sometimes I would hold on to that for the whole weekend, and my internal guidance system would be going, just ask your question already. And I was scared because sometimes you would get up on a chair. The second dreaming center was in Las Vegas, of all places, outside the city. What a place. Perfect to have a dreaming center there in the middle of Sin City or just outside of Sin City. So in the second dreaming center, it had a stage and a couple chairs or a couch. So you'd have to go up there and there would be all these people looking at you. You're like, holy shit, the whole spotlight's on me and a couple of the teachers, either Miguel or Barbara Emrys, and I got to get up there naked and ask my question. And it wasn't always easy, but every time I asked my question, I got a simple answer, and I felt so free and so, oh my God, I'm so glad I asked my question. I left that weekend and I was so relieved. So if you do have a question, now's a great time to ask it. I mean, it's free. I may not have the answer, but I'm pretty good at guiding people right into it real quick. I've been doing it a long time, and I'm very passionate about it. And I'm gentle, but I know right where it is, and I'll point you there. So anyway, okay. If nobody has any questions, then let's do for the people that are still here and for the people that watch this, let's do a quick little meditation, amplification, where we're going to start off loving on every one of our cells, and we're going to breathe in really slowly, and we're going to imagine scanning our body from the top of our head and our organs that have been serving us. Do you know how many organs you have that are loving on you unconditionally? I don't know how many. I do my best when I'm scanning my body. I give love to my heart and my intestines, and my liver, and my kidneys, and my lungs, and gallbladder, and I don't even know if there's things I'm missing. But the point is, we're going to scan our entire body. We're going to smile to relax it. We're going to love on it and thank it. And then we're going to send that love out to everybody. I'm going to play a little bit of the flute here. And then when I hit the bell, we're going to send that out to everybody, and we're going to imagine it just encompassing our entire field, whether you call it the earth, the world, the universe, and we're going to leave it out there. And we're going to set the intention that it's just encompassing us in every moment. And it's coming back to us and through us. So let's take a couple slow, deep breaths. Just close our eyes if you desire to. And just breathe in. This is a powerful practice. This is what everyone is invited to do going through the course. If you're not doing this first thing every morning upon awakening, you're missing out on the greatest 0 point time to consciously and intentionally create, manifest, and magnetize your ideal reality to you. Also, right before you go to bed, do the same thing. And if you commit to doing this every day and set alarms on your phone if you need to get up a half hour early or an hour earlier. I don't get out of bed ever until I've completely loved on my body, every cell. My frequency's up. I'm smiling. I'm like a little kid. And then I imagine anything that I desire that I've already manifested into my reality. Keyword, already manifested. Already here now. Never see it in the future. You never hope, wish, try, want. You can map out goals for your business or your life or whatever. Map them out as I see it. It's already here now. All the most incredible clients, all the people that I'm traveling the world with, doing in-person events, hanging out around the fire, breaking bread with, being out in nature with, playing concerts in front of tens of thousands of people, hanging out with all the wild jungle dogs and the animals, and creating art and community with people, and anything you desire. It's already here now. So envision that with a smile as you breathe into your body. And give thanks for every part of your body that you can tune into. Top of your head, above your crown, third eye, your eyes for allowing you to see, your nose for breathing in and cleaning air. Scan it and love it. All right, here we go. See how much you can love on yourself more than you ever have before. Send it from your heart, a big, huge ball of light, white, golden light, purple light, all around the planet, touching on everyone's heart, everyone that could use some healing or some upliftment or some positivity in their life, everyone that may be in the hospital, everyone that's feeling alone, all the animals, all the plants that sustain us, cleaning the air, healing the ocean, the waters, and ourselves. And give great thanks for this time right now that you chose to be here, and what's going to unfold for you in the coming months is going to blow your mind, and you're going to go, I knew it. I knew it. Even if I didn't remember, something deep within, I knew it. I'm so glad I chose to be here. Thank you, everybody. Big, big love for allowing me to share this, and for you sharing your energy with me. It's great. It's a huge gift. If anybody's interested in doing the journey, feel free to reach out. Go to the website, portal2awakening.com. It's a simple little sheet you fill out. I'll get on a free call with you. It's not a sales call. I'm not going to try and convince you to do it. I'm only journeying with 4 people a month. And if it's a yes for you, we'll work out a way to do it. But I'll spend time on the call, and I will mirror you and give you some incredible tools. And whether you decide to do it with me or not, you will get some aha moments. So big, big love. And yeah. Oh, and if this resonates with you and you feel like anybody would benefit from it, feel free to share it in the other groups. I'm in so many groups I got added to. I don't even know what they are. And, you know, this could change somebody's life. So thank you, thank you, thank you for holding the frequency. Thank you for being here at this time. Big, big love. And if you have any questions or anything, go to the website or reach out and send me a private message. All right? Stay excited. Have an incredible day or evening wherever you're at, and know that you came here for this. Use these tools. Come back and watch this if If you'd like a refresher, then take some notes. It's real simple stuff. If you make it your new tools, go-to tools, it'll change everything in your reality. If it worked for me, I promise you it'll work for you.